I, 29F, need to get this off my chest and figure out if I'm the jerk here. This past Thanksgiving turned into an absolute train wreck, and I might have made it worse by losing it on my sister, Emily, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm still reeling, and I need some outside perspective because my family's too deep in the drama to be objective. For context, I live in Denver, Colorado, but every year I drive down to my parents' house in Colorado Springs for Thanksgiving. It's about an hour and a half, which isn't bad, but this year I was already dreading it. My family's not exactly the Brady Bunch. There's always some kind of tension, usually stirred up by Emily. She's the oldest, and she's always acted like she's the queen bee, making everything about her. Growing up, she'd throw tantrums if she didn't get her way, and my parents would bend over backward to appease her. Meanwhile, I was the easy kid, so I got used to just rolling with it. But I'm not a kid anymore, and I'm tired of her drama. This year, my mom, 60F, begged me to come because she wanted a perfect family Thanksgiving. She's been stressed since my dad, 62 million, had a health scare last year. A mild heart attack that shook us all. I didn't want to disappoint her, so I agreed, even though I had a gut feeling it'd be a mess. My boyfriend, Ryan, 30 million, came with me for moral support, which was a godsend. My younger brother, Jake, 26M, was also there, along with his new girlfriend, Sarah, 24F, who I'd only met once before. The setup was already a recipe for chaos. Emily's been going through a rough divorce from her husband, Mark, and she's been leaning hard into her woe-is-me persona. She showed up with her two kids, Lily, 8F, and Max, 5M, who are sweet but totally out of control because Emily doesn't believe in stifling their creativity. Translation, they run wild, and she doesn't discipline them. Jake's girlfriend, Sarah, is super shy and clearly nervous about meeting the family, and my parents were trying way too hard to make everything picture perfect, which just made the vibe tense. The build-up started the moment we walked in. Emily was already in the kitchen, helping my mom by rearranging the entire menu. Mom had spent days planning her usual spread, turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, the works. But Emily decided it needed to be healthier. She brought her own ingredients for some vegan quinoa dish and insisted on swapping out Mom's mashed potatoes for cauliflower puree. Mom looked like she was about to cry, but didn't say anything because, well, that's how it always goes with Emily. I bit my tongue and helped Ryan unpack the pies we'd brought, apple and pecan, homemade because Ryan's a baking wizard. Things got worse when we sat down for dinner. The table was set beautifully, and Mom was trying to keep the mood light by asking everyone to say what they were thankful for. Jake went first, saying something sweet about being grateful for Sarah being in his life. Sarah blushed and mumbled something about being thankful for new beginnings. Ryan said he was thankful for our relationship and my family welcoming him, which made me tear up a little. I said I was thankful for my dad's recovery and for all of us being together. Then it was Emily's turn. She launched into a 10-minute monologue about how she's thankful for her strength as a single mother and how some people don't appreciate how hard it is to start over after betrayal. It was clearly a dig at her ex, but it also felt like she was fishing for sympathy. My parents nodded along, but I could see Jake rolling his eyes. Lily and Max were climbing under the table, giggling and knocking over water glasses, and Emily didn't even glance at them. Sarah looked mortified, and Ryan squeezed my hand under the table like, "Stay calm." The climax hit during the meal. Emily's kids started throwing pieces of the quinoa dish at each other, and one hit Sarah in the face. Sarah froze, clearly humiliated, but tried to laugh it off. Jake snapped at the kids to stop, which made Emily go off on him about not understanding how hard it is to parent. Jake shot back that maybe she should actually parent instead of letting her kids run wild. My mom tried to mediate, saying, "Let's all just enjoy the meal," but Emily wasn't having it. She turned to me and said, "You're so lucky you don't have kids, Lauren. You wouldn't get it either." That was the moment I lost it. I don't know if it was the stress of the day, the fact that I'd been holding my tongue for years, or just the sheer audacity of her acting like I'm some clueless bystander, but I snapped. I said, "Emily, maybe if you actually paid attention to your kids instead of playing the martyr, we wouldn't be cleaning quinoa off the walls right now." The table went dead silent. Emily's face turned red, and she started crying, saying I was ganging up on her and that I've always been jealous of her. My mom gasped and told me to apologize, but I doubled down. I said, "I'm not jealous of someone who makes every holiday about their personal soap opera. We're all tired of it." Ryan tried to change the subject by complimenting the turkey, but the damage was done. Emily grabbed her kids and stormed out, saying she wasn't going to sit there and be attacked. My mom followed her to the car, begging her to stay, while my dad just sat there looking defeated. Jake whispered to me, "About time someone said it," but Sarah looked like she wanted to disappear. The rest of the dinner was awkward as hell. Ryan and I left early, and I spent the drive home crying because I felt guilty, but also so fed up. Since then, the fallout's been intense. Emily texted the family group chat, minus me, saying I humiliated her in front of everyone and that she's not coming to Christmas unless I apologize. My mom called me the next day, saying I was too harsh and that Emily's going through a lot. She thinks I should have just let it slide because family comes first. Jake, on the other hand, texted me a meme of a mic drop and said he's proud of me for standing up to her. Ryan's been supportive, but says I might have gone too far by making it personal. I'm torn because I know Emily's struggling, but I'm so sick of her entitlement and how everyone enables her. The thing is, I do feel bad. I didn't mean to ruin Thanksgiving or make my mom cry. I love my family and I know Emily's had a rough year, but it's like she's been sucking the air out of every room for years, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I've been second-guessing myself ever since. Should I have just kept my mouth shut? Was I too harsh? I keep replaying it in my head, wondering if I could have said something less brutal but still gotten my point across. So, Reddit, ATA for snapping at my sister during Thanksgiving? Should I apologize to keep the peace, or was I right to call her out? I'm genuinely at a loss here. Wow, this blew up. Thanks for all the responses so far. A few clarifications. Emily's always been like this, even before her divorce, but it's gotten worse since. Also, I don't hate her kids. They're great when they're not being encouraged to act like tiny tornadoes. I'm seeing a lot of mixed opinions, so I'm going to take some time to think about whether to reach out to Emily. I'll update if anything changes. I ended up calling Emily to talk. I didn't apologize outright, but I said I was sorry for how things went down at Thanksgiving and that I didn't mean to hurt her. She was still pretty defensive, but she admitted she might have been a bit much with the kids and the menu changes. We're not exactly besties now, but we agreed to try to keep things civil for Christmas. My mom's thrilled, but I'm still setting boundaries. Thanks again for all the advice. It really helped me sort through my feelings.